Broadway, listen to the Broadway beats. Broadway makes you wanna move your feet. Everybody's tapping into everything that's happening on Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats.
We couldn't give up. We had to save Spider-Man because Spider-Man has to save New York.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway Beat. Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark, the $75 million musical, has finally opened on Broadway. We're here at the Foxwoods Theater to celebrate with the company led by Reeve Carney, Jennifer Damiano, and Patrick Page.
We started working on the new version maybe 8 weeks ago. Feels like years have gone by, but I was just saying to Glenn, the other book writer, that it feels like a lifetime has gone by and it's only been 8 weeks. It's been incredible. It's been like a roller coaster. Every day there were new challenges, very long nights, but it's been a blast. It's been a blast. It's been really good. When the new people joined the company, everyone rallied to try to make this as good as possible, and that's been the overriding guiding principle, and it's been incredible to be a part of that. And it's also just some of the people who have been working on the show. Glenn's been working on it for 6 years, Julie's been working on it for 9 years, actually helping them get to tonight, even in some little part. That's the best thing.
It's a huge series of life lessons, in terms of working with people and collaboration. It becomes kind of a profound thing, about how any two people, whether they're artists or just people, actually communicate with each other, or not. When everybody on the show has such a strong opinion, and how all that can kind of coalesce into one collaborative vision is, fascinating, tricky, crazy, but it was. I wouldn't change, anything, really.
The response we've been getting since May 12th kind of justifies our producers having the guts, or we're on cable, right? The balls, or the Yiddish word chutzpah, to shut us down and rework the show as much as we did. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I'm glad the road is over. I'm glad we're just performing it, because then I'll get to see what my family looks like again. And you, I've missed you, Dawn. It's really audience friendly. We're telling the Spider-Man story. Our problem before was the book was not really clear, especially the second act. You saw it, and it's much clearer. Simple is a tough word to use, but it is a simpler version. It's Peter, the Green Goblin, Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Aunt May, and all the characters. Of course, J. Jonah Jameson. It's very straightforward, very clear, and it's audience friendly, and it's pretty freaking spectacular. It's great stuff.
It's a blast. All of my role completely satisfies my ADD and my need for stimulus, because I get to be a supervillain, a superhero, Spider-Man, which I've wanted to be since I was 4 years old, and so it doesn't really get much better than that. I'm never bored ever, and I'm flying through the air at like 40 miles an hour. You can't get bored with that.
Get up in costumes. Well, I play the Green Goblin, but what a lot of people don't know, because the Green Goblin costume is so great, that's always the one that gets photographed. But I play Norman Osborn, who looks basically like me with a wig, with better hair, in the first act. So that's really wonderful for me, because I played Scar in The Lion King, I played the Grinch, a lot of things where I'm covered up. And so, it's a big stage and it's a big show, but the fact that I have the first whole half of the play where it's just me, is wonderful. And then I have this incredible Eiko Ishioka, you know, Julie Taymor, fabulous creation in the second half.
Best part of the journey has been what for you? It's been quite a journey working on this show.
Boy, I often say to people that the only thing better than having a job as an actor is getting the job. So that first phone call was pretty awesome. And I have to say, tonight, when Julie walked out on the stage, was one of the great moments for me. Because of everything that's gone on, to have her out there, I just was so happy that she was there on the stage with us tonight, because she brought us all here.
And the spectrum of people, kids, parents, grandparents, we've had people in their 90s, you know, and comic book fans, theater fans, Broadway fans, people who love U2 and just rock and roll people. And the consistent reaction is just so gratifying for everyone to turn into a kid again when they watch The Flying, and also when they feel the love story, which I feel like...
Friends you're working with all over again in this show, right?
Yes. I was saying to someone earlier, it was quite surprising when I heard through the grapevine, and then ultimately found that it was true, that Phil was going to come in to help put it together. Phil McKinley, who, in case people don't know, I worked with on The Boy from Oz with the amazing Hugh Jackman, and he came in and I feel like he really did a wonderful job keeping Julie Taymor's original vision and helping it to soar and get across to people's hearts.
And you said, rise above, open your eyes up. And you said, rise above, but I can't.
I feel so satisfied and happy, and you know, I'm just so glad this night finally came. I always had faith that it would. At times it seemed really far, but it's here, and I'm so happy.
It's been quite a journey for you. Can you sum up what this journey has been like for you?
I mean, it's been a roller coaster. So much has happened. We've been so many different people throughout this entire experience, and you know, my favorite thing about working in this business in general is the people that I meet, and you know, this has been the most extraordinary family, and you know, it's been all over the place, but I feel like we're finally getting back all that we've been giving, and it's so satisfying.
Your storyline changed the most, right? Your character. Was it hard, or what was it like for you?
Yeah, no, it was very exciting. I love all the changes they made, and you know, I just get to go on more of an intense journey with Peter as his girlfriend, and you know, I mean, it's a dream come true to be able to just be that girl and smile and love him, and you know, I have full faith in you know, making love work with work. It bonds you in a way that you can't really explain. I mean, I've been close with people I've worked with before in a way that I can't explain, but this is just the amplified version of that, and I wouldn't even know where to begin in describing how close I feel with all these people.
Just this rock score. Talk about the score they wrote that you get to sing. I don't know how you do that 8 times a week.
No, well, you know, it's actually very friendly to my voice. They're nice to me. Like, it's not too crazy, but I mean, the music was the first thing I learned of with the show. It was the first thing I got to audition with, and I was obsessed with it. I listened to it all the time, and I'm so happy I have the soundtrack because I'm such a dork listening to it all the time, even though I do the show every day. But the music's incredible.
My final question is, what a dynamite curtain call you all had tonight. And it was a big surprise, the curtain call tonight, because Julie Taymor was in the audience and came on stage. What was that like for you?
I didn't know that she was coming, but it was so beautiful and special, and I'm so glad that everyone, because there's so many people that, even like the hair and makeup people that you just don't ever see, like I'm so glad everyone was on stage and got to be applauded and take a bow, because it's not definitely not just about the actors on stage. There's so much more going on, and that's probably my favorite moment of the night.
These are the threads that bind the ones we have to weave.
Clinton was in the audience with us tonight. So was one of my heroes, Steve Martin. Man, that's amazing. And having Julie there was like a completion of the full circle. It feels fantastic just to know that she would, join us on stage, as she so deserves to be on stage with us for that moment. So, man, that was really great because it was a surprise for the company. We didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, I didn't even know she was in the audience until halfway through the show. Well, coming from a rock and roll background, being in a band, I always have thought of that as a collaborative art form, but theater is even more of a collaborative art form. And this show had such an interesting route, and it took every little piece and every person involved to make it what it was tonight and what it will be. And it's so great that we're moving into that second phase of being an officially open show on Broadway. That's a whole new set of challenges, but I love challenge.
Let's talk about the material. Audiences have fallen in love with your show since the very first day. I mean, it's like a rock concert at that theater. What is it like for you?
It's exciting. I mean, getting to sing melodies that Bono and the Edge have written and that I've actually heard Bono sing. Their stamp is so intrinsically a part of the music, and to the point where sometimes people say that I sound like Bono to them, which is an honor. It's just, I'm a very lucky guy to be working with these guys, especially at such a young age. Flying around the house it's every kid's dream. It's like a roller coaster without the coaster, and you get to see all the smiling faces as you come around and feel like a superhero. Sometimes I'm tempted now to see if, because I know what it would feel like to actually web sling through the city. Man, that would be so cool.
In order to persuade me to do this project in the beginning, Bono told me that it took Elton John just 3 weeks to write the music. So he said, Edge, at the very outside, this will take us 6 weeks. Well, it took a lot longer than 6 weeks, but I think, as they say, good things come to those who wait.
I just want to thank everybody, especially this cast, this crew, these musicians, and these incredible creative teams that I had to work with for a long time. Thank you very much.